Well, hello. Thanks for joining me today on Political Talk with Charlotte. I am your host, the host of Political Talk with Charlotte. I want you to remember that name. I've got to repeat it multiple times. I would appreciate it if you would go out and invite your friends to join us for today's show. Got some explosive information that I want to share with you guys. Yes, in 2025, the race hustlers have reared their ugly heads again. Okay, yeah, we are live. Thanks for joining me. Okay, I hope your day is going as well as my day. I'm in Memphis and the weather is rather gloomy, but inside I'm just excited as any other time that I've done the show. It is exciting to bring this show to you guys weekly. So thanks for joining Political Talk of Charlotte. And we actually air the show weekly. I've contemplated on doing this show more often. I'm not sure if we're going to do that yet, but let's just wait and see what happens. Thanks for joining, and we'll be right back. And we are back. And let's get into the show. As I said before, we went on break. We air every Thursday at noon. So during the week, just tell your friends, look, you got to listen to Charlotte Bergman. She's going to bring you the truth, no matter whether you like it or not. But hopefully, she can make sense of the truth. Before we get started, I want to give you some information about how to reach me. You can send me an email at charlotte@charlottebergman.com, and that's the German derivative of Bergman. So that's Bergman with two N's. On Facebook, I have two Facebook pages. You can join me on the fan page at Elect Bergman. You can join me on my regular friend page at charlotte.bergman.9. Now, I have to warn you, I have a max of 5,000 friends there. So if you aren't able to send me a friend request, just go ahead and go to the Elect Bergman and you will be able to access the show each week. On Bitchute, you can join the show at Political Talk with Charlotte. And on Twitter, you can join me at Elect Bergman. On YouTube, go ahead and join me at Bergman for Congress. It's difficult to find my page on YouTube because, hey, they're shadow banning me, and I've got to figure out a remedy for that. On Twitch, join me at Charlotte Bergman, and on Rumble, join me at Charlotte Bergman. Now, if you're new to the channel, please leave a comment. The only price of joining this show and getting this wonderful information from me is to either comment or like the show, or on Rumble and YouTube, just subscribe to my channel. Just hit the subscribe button, and Rumble and YouTube will notify you each time we have a show. Please help us to grow. We got to get this message out. I've met some wonderful people in Memphis who, especially many of them, are Christian, some pastors. But I hear them repeating stuff that sounds absolutely crazy. Doesn't make any sense at all. And why? Because they're getting their information exclusively from the mainstream media. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of the mainstream media programming, it's about to hit the dust because we've got some exciting things that are happening in the United States now, and there's going to be some accountability. Want to remind you, in the background you see my little banner there, and it speaks about my book, The Last Trumpet in the Battle for America. If you hadn't read it, you are missing something great. Now, what I would like to do is kind of start with some of these race hustlers. I'm going to start with Ayanna Pressley. Yes, Congressman Representative Ayanna Pressley. She's the one that shaves her hair. I don't understand that, but everybody has a right to dress and look the way they want to dress and look. Let's hear what she has to say. And she is my race hustler number one.
Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
Did you hear that? This lady is so stupid that she's not keeping their strategy under wraps. I don't think her fellow lawmakers wanted her to say that, even though they're probably discussing this behind closed door. What she wants to do is censor you. What she wants to do is shadow ban you. What she wants to do is keep your voice from being heard throughout your community, throughout this nation. She doesn't want you to say the things that you're saying, which is truth. Let's continue to listen to what Representative Pressley has to say.
People and advancing progress. That's right. But they are not serious. Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people.
There you go, guys. She is serious. She does not want Elon Musk or President Trump or anybody. Hi, Noni. Hi, Cindy. Just got the Rumble notification, Cindy. Perfect. Thank you so much. Rumble, I've got to work with them to get my covering up, but we'll get it. I hope you're able to join us. Anyway, this lady is crazy. She is a race hustler.
And advancing progress. That's right. But they are not serious. Look, let me tell you something. I'll take a bit of umbrage here. I'll speak on behalf of my colleagues. I think I can say we are all willing to work with anyone who's serious about doing the work of censoring the American people and advancing progress.
That is brilliant on her part, don't you think? Not. No, she is stupid. I think she's stupid. Personally, I think she's stupid. And she is in the House of Representatives. One of the things that I've noticed about these people that I'm going to present to you is, there is a type of decorum. There is a type of mannerism that you display when you are honored to be able to represent the people in your community. These people don't seem to understand that. I've tried to listen to them. My ears are kind of sensitive to excessive profanity. These are women that are cursing like drunken sailors. I disagree with that. But personally, when you're talking about somebody's in my house, when you're talking about trying to take away someone's First Amendment rights, that's treason. And it sounds like she is advancing treason to knowingly and actively conspire to subvert our First Amendment rights that she swore when she took her oath of office to protect and defend. You know what? Lock her up. She needs to be locked up. All right. The next one is Jasmine Crockett. Now, this lady is from Texas. This lady, I want you guys to hear this lady. Well, let me see if I can bring her up this way. Oof. Just bear with me for a second. Let me see if I can bring her up. Okay. Miss Jasmine Crockett, I'm about to give you the stage. Yes. And let's hear what she has to say.
Crockett from Texas.
From Texas, you guys.
I'm going to try my best not to preach.
Go ahead.
I just want to say thank you, because every day that we show up in D.C., we show up for you. We know who we work for. We know that we work for the American people. And what we're not going to do is stand around while they pull this bullshit that they trying to pull right now.
That's total ghetto speech. She doesn't need to be in Congress. What she is upset about is what Doge has found out about USAID's plans to spend excessive amount of money.
Go ahead.
This is why I'm not going to be able to preach, because I probably won't be able to stop cussing.
Take your time.
But let me tell y'all something. I know some of y'all have been frustrated, and you've been saying, where are the Democrats? Where are our leaders? Well, I'm here to tell you that we ain't never left y'all.
Go ahead.
All right? We are here. We are also going to make sure that they uphold the law. We are not going to sit around while you go ahead and desecrate our Constitution, or you look at the laws that have been passed into law and say, never mind, we'll just ignore that. Instead, we are going to be in your face, we are going to be on your asses, and we are going to make sure you understand what democracy looks like. This ain't it. So let me tell you something, Mr. Trump. You gonna learn a few lessons from us. And I'm gonna be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right? Now let me be clear. What Maxwell said is true. Our job is to conduct oversight. We both serve on the oversight committee. And right now, as elected leaders who tried to go in, we were told, well, hold on a second. We got to check to see if you can come in. Now, y'all know he likes to pal around with Putin, right? He's trying to turn us into Russia. But I got news for him. We, the people, will not go.
That's right.
I got news for her. Doge is not going to go anywhere. They can fight all they want, but Doge is not going anywhere. And I'll discuss that a little bit further in this show. I'd say to her, go sit down, girl. What they are trying to do is return us to what we have fought so hard to resist. And I'm going to quickly remind you of what comes with what they are trying to share with us. And I'm going to remind you of what they want to happen in the United States of America. Yeah, you see it. You see it.
I need the city to protect me because the federal government won't. And if you think you're afraid of Trump, you should see how afraid of Trump I am.
This is an example of the mental illness that we've had to live under for the last 4 years. This is an example of mental illness. Do we want that to return? Doge is looking at these different departments in order to audit where the money's been going. And they are coming up with some doozies. Money is going into so many strange accounts. The USAID was funding people to figure out whether the wheels go around and around and around, or figuring out, I can't believe I can almost say it, The woodchuck chuck. How much wood does the woodchuck chuck? Okay, come on. Is that something we really need? No, it's just a matter of laundering money. This is what we chose to get away from.
Yes, I can. If you say that you're afraid of Trump and that's why you don't want the city to be a safe space for trans people, you better prepare for trans people to make this a very unsafe space.
I'm shaking right now. I don't want to be here. I'm sorry, am I taking too long pleading for my life?
You remembered how many children I have and that 2 of them are trans.
I speak as both the B and the T in the LGBT.
I'm multiply disabled.
Guys, this is what we just fought through. And we did it not because we have a propensity to accept that type of lifestyle. We're fighting for our children. We're fighting for our children's lives. We're fighting for the correct information to be taught to our children in the schools. And people like the group that I just showed you, they still don't get it. They don't get what the American people went out on November the 5th to fight against. They don't get it. Well, we understand, and we are not happy with that type of lifestyle. And I'll tell you what, I have started watching TikTok. I've started watching different social media, little small clips. I see so many people that you would never expect to be coming out and defending Doge and President Trump, and they're helping us to be able to have a better life. So let me bring this one up. This is Chucky Schumer. Let's see what he has to say. Okay, Chuck, go right ahead.
The bottom line is simple. Everyone knows there's waste in government and should be cut, but Doge is using a meat axe, and they're cutting things that are efficient and effective. I was in Albany and Syracuse on Monday talking at community health centers.
Okay, you heard what he has to say. Everybody knows that there is waste and potential fraud in the government. He basically admitted it. But he wants them to use a surgical scalpel to go in and find the waste and fraud. This is something that they've been doing for years and years. Whereas Doge and Elon Musk and his smart guys, they're using a meat cleaver, a bulldozer to go in and find the waste and fraud. And who benefits from that? We do. Because I'm going to show you at the very end the Doge tracker. But these women, my next video I'm going to show you is someone we all have known for years and years and years. And I want to say these people make approximately $174,000 a year. But when you look at their net worth, they are worth millions and millions and millions of dollars. So there is some misappropriation of funds. There are some kickbacks. And the fact that their bank accounts are getting fatter and our bank accounts are getting smaller, and we have to take a list to the grocery store in order to be able to balance our needs versus emptying out our bank account. It's time for them to start understanding what we are going through. So let's hear what Miss Maxine said. Now remember, Chuck Schumer knows there's corruption, but he wants them to weed out the corruption surgically. Now it's time for some serious weeding out of corruption.
People of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't
Did you hear that? I'm going to play that again. I want you guys to hear that. Maxine actually explained why they are upset. And guys, there is total panic in Washington, D.C.
What all they have on us. We don't know what all they have on us. People of this country are being violated because all of our privacy is being taken up by Elon Musk and Trump, and we don't know what all they have on us. We don't.
There is the crux of the matter. And what they do is they protect themselves by trying to stir up racial division in the community. People don't know that they're being lied to. People understand that anytime the Democrats get in trouble, they go out and they say, Social Security is being drained. They're going to cut Social Security. Run, 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 and protect your Social Security. Get out in the streets and protect your Social Security. Get out in the streets and protect your food stamps. These are programs that are not being cut. What Elon wanted was to be able to access those programs to make sure that Americans were receiving funds and not illegal immigrants. So let me show you my next. I want to show you this because I thought it was neat. And in my research, I ran across a lot of interesting stuff, but this actually speaks volumes. Let me see if I can get it to come up so you can see it well. If you can't see it well, I'll read it to you. The secret Republican plot to make liberals look like idiots. It's known as Operation Just Let Them Speak. And guess what, guys? It's working. Yes. I have checked out Steve Cohen's network work. Steve Cohen actually, he's been sticking his hands in the cookie jar too. See, he did not go to Washington, D.C. as a multi-millionaire. He is one now. He has between $7 to $10 million. So he's been trying to get his hands in the cookie jar to look out for him. Unfortunately, he's been dealing with the wrong people. You see, he has not become as rich as most of them are. They're just giving him a few crumbs. Unfortunately, the crumbs that he's getting are having an adverse effect on the people in Shelby County. And for that, he's got to go. What are you saying, Cindy? Oh, we're going to find out what they've been doing. So let me show you guys this wonderful tracker. I was surprised to see this tracker. And I'm going to end the show on this. There is a Department of Government live tracker. And maybe we'll spend a few moments on this. Oh, before I do that, before I get into showing you the live tracker, I want to say this. The Democrats are out complaining because they want to put us back under their control, and they want to push this woke agenda on us, this transgender stuff on us, this child mutilation stuff on us. And a lot of that is why people came out to vote. So anyway, what they've been doing the last few days have been using judges. And guess what? This is just the first. You know, remember this judge came out and just said, now you cannot offer federal workers a buyout. Well, now this federal judge has changed. He's done an about face. Federal judge on yesterday he lifted the temporary freeze on President Trump buyout offer for federal workers as the administration looks to shrink the workforce. As they shrink the workforce, are those people that are sitting up there doing nothing, are those people who sit up around and spend a lot of time on Facebook and social media because they've run out of work for the day. I've been there too. People now are going to be able to take advantage of the buyout. And I think the last number I heard, I think there were 70,000 federal employees that are taking the buyout. Is that true? Federal employee layoff are going to begin at the education department as Doge tries to shrink government. Layoffs started at the USAID, going to be layoffs at the U.S. Department of Education, probably labor, FEMA. Yeah, guys, we are just hemorrhaging money. Money is just being allocated, and there is no oversight to make sure that that money is being used correctly. And that's what Steve Cohen is doing here in Memphis. He actually, through ominous bills and various payouts, he has his pet people, pet projects, and he brings money up to, and he just awards them the money, and never any oversight. So I ask people, when I run into people and they say, oh, Steve Cohen brought back $3 million, $6 million, $7 million. I want to ask, and how is that affecting your life? Come on, guys, wake up. Stop buying the hype. So I want you guys to know, and I want you to hear, that the race hustlers are trying to get next to the people in the streets to let them know that their Social Security is going to end. Well, guess what, guys? President Trump said there is not going to be any cuts to Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. And right now in 2025, Social Security benefits are going to increase by 2.5%. And the maximum taxable earning cap would be close to $176. $176,000. Sorry about that. $176,000. Additionally, the earnings test limits for those collecting benefits before full retirement age is going to also increase. So if you have not retired and you do retire, you're going to get more money. But that's only going to come once Doge is able to do his job of cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. So I'm going to end the show on this, the Doge tracker. And I appreciate you guys joining me today. So let's see if I can make this bigger. I guess I can't make it bigger, but that's okay. The Department of Government Efficiency Live Tracker. They've been at it since, they're going to continue to work it for 506 days until July 4th. And I was told that, yes, we are going through an upheaval financially. Things are looking rough, but that's because when a change occurs, you gotta allow time for the change to be effect. You cannot gain 200 pounds and then overnight say, well, I'm going to go down to 150 pounds. It's not going to happen like that. It takes time for that change to occur. So they have been commissioned to work until July 4th, 2026. And we're going to start seeing significant changes around April or May because Congress is not going to be able to pass any bills probably until then. And they're looking to save $37.89 billion That's $252.60 saving per taxpayer. So here's some predictions. Will Doge bring back Marco Ellis in February? This is just a prediction, and that's irrelevant at this point. But what is important is that the leaderboard, USAID, they've been able to find $420.14 million saved just from USAID. The United States Department of Health and Human Services contract termination, that saved $182 million. And guess what, guys? We now have the HHS department head, Robert Kennedy Jr., was confirmed and sworn in today. And guess what else, guys? You know, I'm a child of the period of time when John F. Kennedy was assassinated, Robert Kennedy's father was assassinated, and Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated. That was when government officials began to rob us of our money. And prior to that, we were poor, but boy, did we have principles, and we did not miss a meal. We now have a Kennedy in the administration, the Republican ticket. That's saying a lot. A Kennedy is in the House. The Department of Agriculture is expected to raise $112.90 million, and they actually interviewed the young lady that is running for that position. Hopefully, she will be confirmed with no problem. So, okay, I was wrong on the number of federal employees. That buyback program, where at the time of this live tracker, it was only up to 60,000 employees who resigned, but I think it's closer to 70 now that the judge had prevented people from taking advantage of the buyout. That's a $30 billion annual saving. That's from people who didn't want to continue to work as federal employees because they were going to have to come to work. They were going to have to come into the building. They were going to have to come into the building. And they decided to take the buyout. And that's a good buyout for them too. President Trump, as of this tracker, has signed 60 executive orders, and he's expected to sign some today. Now, some of the initiatives, and I'm not going to cover all of these, maybe some of the big ones. 89 Department of Education contracts were terminated for a savings of $881 million. 29 Department of Education DEI training grants were terminated at a savings of $101 million. 199 wasteful contracts across 35 agencies for savings of $250 million. United States Department of Health and Human Services contract was terminated with a savings of $182 million. Boy, these add up. NASA political subscription cancellation. NASA political subscription cancellations for savings of $500,000. There are a number of newspapers, their contracts have been canceled. AP, Associated Press, they had a $20 million contract with us. That's been canceled. New York Times had a $101.60 million contract. That's been canceled. Consulting contracts have been canceled with a savings as of yet of $165 million. There are a lot of savings. USAID DEI contract was canceled with a savings of $375 million. Small Business Administration DEI contract with a savings of $553.79 thousand. Office of Personnel Management DEI contract for savings of $516.81 million. Nuclear Regulatory Commission DEI contract. What is DEI? Please do not think DEI means black. Anybody can fall under that category, whether you're black, white, Indian, anything. DEI means you have been promoted and you don't have the skills in order to do the job. And they can't fire you because you fall under the category of DEI. I know a number of black, white, Indian, Muslim, all types of people who have been hired, but they have not been hired due to DEI. The Department of Energy, $748.09K has been saved with a DEI contract. Joe Biden and his group implemented a number of DEI programs. Unoccupied lease cancellations and DEI contract just from week 1 with a savings of $420 million. Unoccupied lease, those are those buildings in Washington, D.C., those huge buildings that were totally empty. Let's see next week what we learn about Doge. I'd say keep up the good work because, see, guys, Doge is exposing waste and fraud. They've been exposing that. And the next phase, what's going to happen? These criminal activities, there's going to be some accountability. Then there are going to be accountabilities and consequences. And we can start looking at our country and renewing its strength, its viability, and return America to be the best nation it can ever be. Noni, I'm about to post this Doge link so that you can have access to it on, can I do it on Facebook? I'll do it on Facebook after the show. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I hope this has been informative. I appreciate you and love you guys so, so much. You have no idea how much I look forward to sharing with you guys. Thank you, and God bless you. And God is blessing America. And don't get distracted by the race baiters. They want you to live below your means. It's time that you are going to see yourself being able to live above the level that you are living in now. And they're throwing up the fact that eggs are expensive now and other things are expensive. You gotta give us time to get unshackled from the last administration. You gotta give us at least until May. Okay? Until May. And you will start seeing things happening. But the big change you'll start seeing on July 4th, once Doge is finished with their reporting. You guys be blessed. Noni, I love you. Thank you so much. And thank you all for allowing me to speak with you and show up you guys some of the research that I'm doing. Be blessed. Take care. I'll talk to you next week. Bye.